What if I told you the tools real cybersecurity professionals use are completely legal and free? So in this video, I'll show you 5 beginner ethical hacking tools that professionals use every day, and I'll explain them in simple English. Important to note is these tools are legal. Using them on systems you don't own or don't have permission to test is illegal. Always practice in your labs or on your own machines. So let's get started. Number 1 here off the bat is going to be Kali Linux. Kali Linux isn't just one tool, it's an entire operating system built for penetration testing. Think of it as a hacker's toolbox pre-installed with hundreds of security tools. Professionals use Kali to scan networks, test web applications, analyze vulnerabilities, and for practical ethical hacking in labs. So inside this virtual machine I've set up, you'll see I have Kali. Up here in the top left, if you'll click this applications, this lists all the different tools that come built in with Kali that you can use. You have stuff for like web scanning, vulnerability scanning. These drop down to show other tools like Nmap, which we'll talk about in a second. FF, GoBuster. You'll see we have privilege escalation. We have defense evasion, credential access, lateral movement, exfiltration, impact, even forensics, and you have service and other tools. So all this comes pre-installed with Kali, so it's kind of like the easiest way to set up your machine to get ready to start in ethical hacking and penetration testing. So like I said, this is inside a virtual machine. I'm using VMware. You can also use VirtualBox to set this up. It's kind of like if ethical hacking were like a gym, Kali Linux would be the building. So that houses all the tools for you. So next on our list, it's going to be number 2, it's going to be Nmap. And I have that pulled up their website here. Nmap is the network mapper. What this tool is for is to scan networks to discover active devices, open ports, running services, and often even operating systems. In simple terms, Nmap answers what's running on this machine. For example, if you have port 80 or 443 open, usually means there's some kind of web server running there in the background, like they're having their own website or web application running. If you see that port 22 is open, SSH might be enabled. So ethical hackers use Nmap during the reconnaissance phase and the information gathering stage. It's like knocking on every door in the building to see which ones are open. And here on Nmap site, you have nmap.org. You can click on any of these to kind of go over like port scanning basics, host discovery. You'll click on these. It'll break down what the port stands for, if it's open, closed, filtered, unfiltered. This is all like kind of just getting your feet wet to get started. And some of the tools you'll want to check out if you're just getting started. Also, I have an Nmap course on my courses website that I'll link below if you guys want to check that out. It's on sale this weekend for Valentine's Day for 50% off, so you can pick that up for $9.99. And it is over 3.5 hours of material, all hands-on, setting up your own lab and stuff as well if you want to jump on that. Okay, so now let's talk about Wireshark. So Wireshark captures packets across the network, and this is used to analyze like your network traffic in real time. And it's like, imagine being able to see data packets traveling across a network. That's exactly what Wireshark does. You can see like DNS requests, HTTP traffic, IP addresses, and depending on the protocol that you use, sometimes you can even see unencrypted login credentials, which isn't all that common now, but some websites may still have this if they're using HTTP and not HTTPS. So this tool is powerful for troubleshooting network issues, detecting suspicious traffic, and understanding how protocols work. Be sure to note though, capturing traffic on networks you don't own is illegal. Only use this in labs, your own network, and Wireshark teaches you how the internet really works behind the scenes. So inside Wireshark, if you're in a Kali Linux machine, you can go to here, applications, you can type in Wireshark, and it will be installed, and you just click on that, and it will open up this interface that you see here. I'm going to connect to this ETH0. This is my network that I have right now that's going out. You'll see that it has some traffic. If we done any, to be the same thing, or even the loop back. So we're on our ETH0, and if you double click, you can start it, or you can click this little blue shark fin, hence Wireshark. This will start capturing packets. You'll see this start to light up here. Go ahead and I'm going to generate some traffic here. Let's do a refresh here on Nmap. And you'll see how quick everything starts to come across. We're already at 162 requests just coming through. So let me go ahead and stop this so we can kind of look through. You'll see like time it was done, the source, the destination, protocol, length info. So you see protocol, TCP, DNS. You'll see the source that it come from, which is the IP address of my virtual machine currently. This is going to my router that's built in before it's going out. And you'll see that we have queried out to nmap.org. You'll see that it came back, let's see, 50. You'll see that it's answering back to my IP address on port 443. So Wireshark's really good. Like I said, just look at your packets. Tons of information here. We're not going to get really deep into these just for this video, just to kind of get you used to the tools that are out there. So with Wireshark, we'll go ahead and close that. We'll move on to our next tool, which is going to be number 4 on the list. Don't want to save this. And that's going to be Metasploit. So Metasploit is a tool that's developed by Rapid7. Or it's owned by Rapid7. Now, it wasn't developed by them, but it is now. It's owned by them. And this is where you can find your exploits, payloads, auxiliary scanners, and it also has another tool called MSF Venom, where you can go in and build your own custom like malware. So it's designed for testing vulnerabilities. So let's say you discover like a system running outdated software, like a Windows 7 machine or something like that. Metasploit can help you test whether that vulnerability is actually exploitable or if it's like a false positive. So security professionals use this to simulate real attacks, validate security weaknesses, and test defensive systems. Think of it kind of like a controlled attack simulator. But this is not a tool. You should only use this in virtual labs, capture the flag environments, such as like if you're doing a try hack me box or hack the box, their website and some of their stuff, maybe a machine on there, or machines you have permission to test, like if you have a home lab. But used responsibly, it's one of the most powerful learning tools in cybersecurity. So just a little quick demo. So say a lot of you have probably heard of the Eternal Blue vulnerability that came out back in the day, like the NSA that was released. So inside Metasploit, you could just do a quick search. We could say Eternal Blue. Click enter on this, and it's going to pull. You see we have 29 different things that can run against Eternal Blue. You'll see Eternal Romance, Eternal Champions. One of the common ones used is going to be this auxiliary scanner that is here. So this MS17_010 is what comes back as like the CVE and stuff that's listed for this Eternal Blue vulnerability. But you also hear it has the exploit just built in. You would go in, set up your options such as your target. Let's do auxiliary scanner. So let's use 24. And we'll do options. So this would show up where you have to set up like your domain that you're going against, password, username, like anything that you're going to target against to run this auxiliary scanner for. And so if you have an IP address or machine name or whatever, that would be like your R host that's here. And it'll tell you that's your target host that you're going against. And that's like an example. So again, that's another useful tool. Last one I have on the list would be in the top 5. This is going to be number 5. It's going to be Burp Suite. Burp Suite is a proxy that proxies your traffic from your web application, so you can kind of go in and alter things on there. And it's between like you and the website. Allows you to inspect requests, modify parameters, and test for vulnerabilities like SQL. So we'll see. I already have Burp launched because it goes through a couple steps and takes some time. But you'll see we have a proxy tab. So anything that you're doing that you're intercepting is going to show up here. And if you were interested in, say, bug bounties or web hacking, Burp Suite's kind of the gold standard. I know now there's a program out there called Kaido that is getting some traction that's doing really well. But Burp Suite's always been a contender and will continue to be. But it's essential to help you understand how websites process user input and where they might be vulnerable. So I'm going to pull up my business website that I have. And I'm going to go up here. I have Foxy Proxy. I'm going to turn on my proxy for Burp Suite. Let that get started. Now that that's right on, I'm just going to click around on a couple of things here just to get some traffic so I can kind of show you what goes on with Burp Suite and how it kind of proxies everything through there. I'll go back to Burp Suite. We'll see HTTP history. And you can see all the sites that I just visited. You can see the GET request was sent. Here was the response that it received. You can do this on every page that you visit. Like I said, this is useful if you're going to do any kind of bug bounty or anything like that along those lines, because this will proxy all your traffic through here, and you can go in and review everything that it's touched, and you also set the scope and stuff as well, but that's more advanced than what this video is about. So just wanted to cover that with you. So that's the 5 beginner ethical hacking tools. We got Kali Linux, Nmap, Wireshark, Metasploit, and Burp Suite. You got to remember though, tools don't make someone a hacker. It's understanding networking, operating systems, and web technologies is what truly matters. So if you're serious about ethical hacking, start by learning networking basics, set up a virtual lab, and then practice legally and ethically. Also, make sure you learn Linux because that's a lot of the basics that you'll need for ethical hacking. You don't necessarily need to know coding or programming, but definitely need to learn Linux, and some Python will help you too, or even Bash if you plan on writing your own scripts in the future. But if you found this video helpful, be sure to like the video, subscribe for more beginner-friendly cybersecurity content. Also, comment below which tool you would like to see a full tutorial on next, if any of these. And I'll see you guys in the next video.